Hi and welcome. We're gonna play a scenario made Alpine modified, which I based on Alpine Imperial. So this is a really nice map, which is inspired by sort of an Austrian Empire kind of landscape. You can see a lot of cities, named with Austrian style names. There's a few Slavic mixed in, which is why it's former Austro-Hungarian Empire. And I'm going to play this very casually. I just want to play a little bit of OpenTTD and want to share that with you. I'm not a very good player at it, but I do have a little bit of a strategy for this map. So the basic here is that we have here a steel mill, the only steel mill on the map. And we're going to work with that by providing it firstly with iron ore, which I think makes sense. And then we're providing that steel to a metal workshop, and that metal workshop here will produce goods, and those goods we can deliver to houses. And here's the steel mill. The next best workshop here is there, so we can deliver the steel here, get the goods, bring them back. But in order to actually get steel first, we have to also go down here and get iron ore. Now there are a lot of different iron ores here on the map, but they are in different places all the way down here. So this is the main iron ore area, I think. So that's a little bit future for now, because right now I want to focus on building the infrastructure to over here and then here, and then we can reuse that infrastructure from all lines, so we can save a little bit of money, which is important because we do not have a lot of money right now. We need first to establish a little bit of an industry here. And the first order of business is that we're going to clean this up a little bit. And I can quickly say that I like OpenTTD. I don't play it that often, and I'm not very good at it, but that's okay. Let's focus on the good parts, namely that this map is really cool. We're gonna build this, we're gonna build that, and this, just making sure that the town here builds their infrastructure in the same way, not like completely nonsensical. Then next order of business, we're gonna build our first train station, and we're gonna focus on 5-length trains. I've experimented a bit. I found that to be pretty decent for the beginning here on this map. And we're gonna place our first train station something like here. Yeah, I think that should be fine. We gotta leave a little bit space in the front, because it's important that we can get a bridge in. And bridges here are very... it's hard to place bridges here, because everything requires terraforming, and that requires a huge amount of money. You can see here 40,000 versus this bridge, which only costs 13,000, because we don't need to terraform this half tile. So it's important to find the right area to place stuff in. So I already experimented with that, and I know how to place stuff here. The next one, we want to go all the way over here. And the best way, we could go here along the southern coast, but I think the best way to go is like through this valley where this road goes. And unfortunately for the people here, we're gonna remove most of that road here, because we really need to have this valley for the railway. We are going to build a shuttle service of buses going over here in the future, probably. So that's fine, I think. They will not be without connection for that long, only like a little bit of time. So yeah, we're also going to double track this one, because this is going to be a main road, a main railway route. But for now, I just want to get things going, so I will not double track it immediately. Double tracking meaning left and right traffic of back and forth. Right now we're just doing single tracks, which is okay for like those small railroad routes where there's only one train or two. But definitely this will be, by the end of this episode, already an established main line, so we will not keep it like this for long. And yeah, we're gonna have to squeeze by here, squeeze also by this little town of Brothag, Großglockner, and down we're here. Then here on this route, we want to go by these fields. Building over fields is hugely expensive here in this game, so we will avoid that, and we will build our bridge here. As I said, we're double tracking it anyway, so let's actually just do it. So here we go. We're gonna do that in a second, the second track. just laying out information for myself for now. So we're gonna have to build a train station here, and I'm gonna build the train station a little bit back here so that we have a little bit of space. I want to, yeah, I think this is fine for now. It's not forever, and we're going to double track it anyway, as I said, so let's build it already with that in mind. So yeah, like this, then like that, and here is going to be the connection to the ore, and we're gonna build a connection here. What am I doing? Like this, the bridge, and then we're going to squeeze all the way over to this here. So we're going to build that from the other side on. And here I will also build a double station, because this part of the route we will definitely keep single tracked. And then it's nice if it's single tracked that we can keep one train waiting in the station while the other one departs. So we are here at a pretty big elevation, and we can come down from the elevation here. I want to do it like this. But the problem is we don't want to like go all the way down here because we kind of want to keep the route here on this level and squeeze by. And I already experimented with this a little bit. As I said, I scouted out this map. And I would like to build a bridge here, but from an elevated position, because right now the trains are so slow that going down or going up any elevation, even if it's just a bridge when they're heavily full loaded, will slow them down significantly. So if the train came from here, going up this bridge would be super slow. But going down this bridge, because it's on the same level here, it's totally fine. Just to make it look pretty, we're going to spend the extra money, even though we don't have money to spare. Just so that we have here nicer curvature. So yeah, this looks fine. So it will go full speed here, go down here, then it will squeeze over here, which is also fine. And then it comes here, and then of course it will need to join up here. So we can take a look here to make that happen. And as I said, this part of the track will definitely stay single tracked for the foreseeable future, because it's just not economical to update it to double track, I believe. But we are having now the choice of what railway we want to run, and I set it a little bit in the future so we can already remove those horses. We can, of course, you could run these little slower trains, but I will only run the Lion. I already see here 37 kilowatt power, this one 56, and the Lion is with 75. Barely, really just about usable for this kind of railway, because it just is so slow and so little power otherwise that it's not economical to run it any other way. So we're going to build open wagons here to a length of 5, so 4.4, 4.6, 4.9. That's it. Yeah. So now we're going to run it from here to here. We're gonna full load it, and we're gonna run initially 3, but probably 4 in the later stages. So let's just go 4 immediately. We don't really have the money, and the track doesn't have signals yet, so this will be not really running very well. So we're gonna track it by putting signals here, because there's already a path signal leading into the station, basically the way it's set up. In this way can reserve the track here for going into one. Don't really have the ability to explain signals really well. Probably there are better videos for that. And here we're going to place one signal, because otherwise it reserves all the way to the platform. And that's essentially it as far as signals is concerned for that part. And then back here we need a signal as well. So that ought to be the basic setup, because it will deliver steel, iron here. It will produce steel over here. That means that we will very quickly have steel produced. So in order to facilitate that, we will also build here quickly a train that picks up the steel. I'm already doing this now, because as soon as the first delivery is made, it will start to produce steel. and put it on, well, it will not put it on the platform because the platform currently doesn't accept steel. It will only put it on the platform if there is a train that can pick up steel waiting at the platform when it produces it. So in order to do that, we will pick it up here, let it wait at the platform, and then it will deliver it here to this station for load. And that's it. We only need one of them because even one train until it's full, it will require probably like 5 or 6 train loads of iron ore to be delivered at the current stage of the game, which is very, very, very slow. And yeah, the second train just goes out, and the first train is already getting filled. And while this is going on, we will just quickly track back here and double track this road. Maybe it was a bit wasteful to even build this temporary intersection here, but that is totally fine. We don't need to worry about that. Make this look a little bit nicer. I like it when there's at least one tile here sticking out before the curve. I think it looks a little bit nicer. And this is, with this map, I'm very casual as a player. I definitely don't want to over-optimize this. I want to make it look pretty, work, but look pretty first and foremost. And then here, I already tested this out. We can just squeeze by with a double track through this nice little valley. I like this a lot. Keeping in mind, we do want to build that road connection back because we do kind of promised it to the people, but that will probably require us to build a bridge over the water later, because I have an idea in mind how to put it. Let's take a look at that in a second, but for now, quickly build another maintenance depot on the other side. It's always good to have a few of them because the trains do break down quite a lot. And we're gonna put, yeah, then to put here more. And that should have put signals all the way to the end, right? Yes, more or less, not really. Why did it not continue to put signals from here? I don't know. Let's put them manually so it looks nicer. Okay, yeah. So we have now set everything up. I do want to put also some maintenance depots here, just makes sense for me. And then we also want to have a goods train running from here to here, but that will only be necessary once we actually have the steel train ready to depart, essentially, which we're not at that point yet. Yeah, so my idea, because we disconnected this town here, now there isn't really a good way because we kind of narrowed ourselves here with the railroad in. So my idea is to put a bridge over here and just run a little bus service. That is like prohibitively expensive, but the advantage is also that it gets the towns growing. So spending 12k on that, completely nonsense at this stage of the game. We're just doing this a little bit for role-playing reasons to say, yeah, we promised it as part of our conditions for building that railway through that valley. We promised to build a connection, so kind of role-playing that one. Not really worth it economically speaking. We're also gonna want a lorry that delivers the goods later on. So we're already gonna think about that quickly. So we're gonna join a lorry station to that railway, and we're gonna place one here in the city center to, yeah, you can see it accepts goods. Down here it doesn't accept goods. That's important because we want to deliver goods here later. And we're gonna join a bus station to that lorry station. So we have now a lorry and bus station here in the city center. And then we're going to run a bus service down here into that little village. And because we are already at it, we're going to quickly also run a second bus station or bus service down into this village, Kleiner Willmarkt. It's like probably related to the Willmarkt up here. And a little bit of depots as well. They're not that expensive, but they are important for vehicle maintenance. So could also run trams, I guess, in theory, to like that lower town. It's not so far. Yeah, maybe that could be fun, but let's not overdo it for now. We're gonna build probably these steam engines. I like those. Stagecoaches, yeah, we have to filter by passengers, otherwise it shows me a lot of stuff that I can't use. Yeah, we're gonna build those. So we're going to go from here to here, and we're going to make 3 of them, automatically timetable them, so that we don't have to do that stuff. And that's fine. And then from down here, we're also doing the same idea, building maybe also 3 probably. The other one is far away, that's why I built 3, but this one is more close by, but at the same time they're also bigger, so maybe the demand will be bigger. So that's probably also warrants 3. I think they will all be pretty profitable, because usually passenger transport in this game is almost exploitatively profitable. Now I just don't remember if I automatically scheduled them. I didn't, so let's do that. It will space them out a bit more appropriately. So that's all good. And then the only thing that we still need is the goods train, and we are running a bit low on money, so it will take 20k to build that train, so let's spend the money while we have it. So it will be a goods train. Covered wagons will be the choice here, and they will go from here to the marked station, full load, and because it cannot unload here, it has to transfer because it will have to be picked up here, and that is fine. And now we have to get it picked up, and for picking it up we will run a really small service which just takes goods. From here we have to get a horse-drawn carriage which carries 24, which is great. We pick it up here and we deliver it here in the city center. We're waiting until it's full. We don't want to waste effort running around when the wagon is empty. So yeah, that should be fine. So everything should work. It will just take forever for this iron train to load, because we still haven't had deliveries of iron ore, it seems. So when is iron ore coming in? Here it is. All right. Let's follow that train a bit. So we're running over here, kind of the first delivery probably, and getting back, and that will produce a little bit of steel, so it will take quite a while for the steel to be delivered. I think, as I said, 4 or 5 deliveries of wagons here, and now all of them, yeah, the next one comes in just as this one leaves. So 4 trains roughly works out for this distance. That's fine. And the steel train about halfway full. So we can repay a little bit our loan, but we're not hugely profitable, so we have to be still a bit mindful of our expenses. So let's wait until the steel train is full to follow it. You can see our bus services are definitely running quite frequently. We can check that out quickly, how profitable they are. Sorry, that's not the right one. We can see they are roughly profitable with 4,500 per year. That is pretty darn good for like the expense of what, like 1,000 investment to buy this vehicle, to get 4,000 profit a year. That is insane. Okay, it seems like we have a oh, I forgot, with 4 trains we have to make some accommodations here. Okay, that was why we're not earning money. Yeah, that is of course true. That is of course true. Yeah, no problem. We'll have just like an extra way to go here, just so that they can get out of here easily. So we always want to allow them to get out. That was stupid, and that's why we didn't make money. There we go. So do we miss our steel train? No. All right. Steel train going. Now it will take more than one steel train to get the goods train going, because I think it will fill up to about 60% or so when I tested it earlier. So I tested this a lot, so here you can see that these trains are just not very powerful, and you can see why I at all costs wanted to avoid any inclines. I tested this because it's really hard in the beginning, because it's very easy to get into a situation where you don't have any money and you're in a death spiral because the trains cost a lot of maintenance and you're just not making a lot of money here in the beginning. You can see I'm just like 280,000, I can borrow 300,000, 80,000 more, and I would not be able to borrow anything anymore. And it's very easy to spend your money on frivolous nonsense and then run into a situation where you cannot expand your business or maintain the existing business and you're going bankrupt. So I would like to avoid that. So my goal is very quickly to repay the whole loan, because yeah, as in real life, it's very hard to go bankrupt if you don't have any loans. So that's the goal, to not have any loans after a little bit of initial playing here when we require the loans. So we're quickly getting this steel train going again. And then we're going to take a look at the train, at the goods train, how it delivers. And then we have basically our first setup going successfully, where we have a money-making system and a self-sustaining business that hopefully is able to repay its loans very quickly here as well. All right, perfect. Getting up here, and then let's take a look here at the train here. It's filled up to 60%, and we're going to follow it now on the way back. So now the goods train needs to go to maintenance because it's been standing around for a long time. And there's a little bit of a bottleneck here. We'll resolve that eventually, but as I showed earlier, it costs about 40k to build a second bridge here, and I don't want to do that right now. And here we have our hand-drawn carriage with the goods, so it has one crate of good and 23 another one, so it's a bit weirdly split up. But it delivers a lot of goods, basically. That's the idea. Oh, I'm zoomed out accidentally. Just wanted to check it out when it delivers it, how much money we're gonna get from it. Not a lot, I think, but a little bit of money is better than nothing. It takes a little bit of a weird route. It goes to maintenance first. There it's unloading it, 24 pounds. Not a lot, but as I said, it adds up. So I'm going to call it here. That's it. Thanks for looking.